Hello and welcome to the continuation of the dwarf quest line. Let's get to it. Not only are you talented, but hardworking too. You've really made a difference around here. As for me, I've never made anything like this before, so it's taken a while to get the entire engine right. Who would have thought making a tank could be so complicated? I reckon I'll have it worked out before long, but there's one problem I've been struggling with. The fuel. Suppose it wouldn't hurt to ask the others if they got any ideas. Alright, lads and ladettes. It seems like cobalt coal we use for automata ain't gonna cut it. The tank's just too heavy even when it's empty. Never mind with a full load of cargo. Of course, making it lighter is an option, but we can't cut back on armor or those sin eaters will rip right through it like we're paper. And there ain't no point putting a limit on the amount it can carry, cause that defeats the purpose of it. Actually, I'm not sure it's a good time to mention this, but I get the feeling we're being watched. If one of those bastard hobgoblins has followed us here, I'll smash its bloody head in. Who are you calling a hobgoblin? I have no time to deal with underlings. It's the twice, nay, thrice cursed Ronnet I seek. Ozog the Grog, proud descendant of the great Watts, challenge you to a test of skill, with Watts' hammer on the line. What the hells are you talking about? If you're a descendant of Watts, I'm a two-headed Amaro. His blood flows in my veins, not yours. Besides, can't you see I'm busy? I'm trying to build a prototype of the rolling tank guard. What? I don't have a clue what you mean, but it sounds fascinating. Not that I care what any of you or your brand of underling dunderheads are up to. All I want is to challenge you and prove who's the better engineer. Surely, your pride compels you to accept, unless you're scared, that is. I ain't scared of nothing. If it's the showdown you're after, a showdown's what you'll get. But not until I finish this tank. Of course, the quicker it gets done, the quicker you can put your skill against mine. Oh, I see what you're getting at. This is your roundabout way of asking for my help, isn't it? Judging by the sorry state of that, whatever it's supposed to be. You certainly need it. If this is what it takes for you to relinquish Watt's hammer, so be it. You shambling charlatan. Is that the sound of impending disaster I hear? I assume you've got at least some crafting chops to back up that mouth of yours. Excuse me. I'll have you know that even GOG babies can produce better work than the shoddy rubbish that passes for engineering in Tamra. And from what I gather, you've started building that tank of yours without even considering what sort of fuel to use. I'll be here until next name's day if I'll wait for you to find a solution for yourselves. So I'll let you use God's secret formula, which is sure to work. Naturally, I'll expect something in return. Grog, and plenty of it. Maybe we can just get some for the rest of us while we're at it? Nothing like a drunken buzz to increase productivity. Yes, definitely. But there's nowhere to get a decent brew for moms around, and we lack the means to make it ourselves. Bless my beard, you call yourselves dwarves? Tell you what, I'll build you a brewing machine on the condition I can have grog from it whenever I want. Agreed? I'll need an assistant, though. You, over there, lend me a hand, would you? I've heard some convoluted schemes in my time, a few of them my own, but there is something else. Ah well, as long as it doesn't interfere with my work, I couldn't give a arse what she does. I think we can spare you for a bit, so why not humor her? I'll be installing the machinery at the top of those steps, so when you're ready to see the real engineer in action, just say the word. And if you even think about sabotaging it to make me look bad, I shall be very cross. Listen, I didn't just pick you at random, you know. I've been watching you from afar and I've seen the way you work. While I won't go as far to say I'm impressed, you're a cut above the rest of these talentless hacks. I'd be interested to see how you cope when working alongside someone of my caliber. While I design the brewing apparatus, I'll have you produce a few basic components. We can't make ale without yeast, so I'd like you to prepare a batch for me. Suppose you'll be needing the raw materials, won't you? Let me see. I think there should be some in the Ottoman ton. Problem solved. It seems that Thal's habit of carrying a load of rubbish around with them actually paid off for once. Well then, what are you waiting for? I'm keen to show this bunch of reprobates what proper grog tastes like. And we're keen to do the tasting. Let's get to work, shall we? Request for ingredients acknowledged. Done, are you? Took you long enough, but it was worth the wait. Now, we're only a few simple steps away from producing lovely grog. I'm actually hoping to try the new recipe. I've come up with that uses in local ingredients. Ha! This ought to be good for a laugh. I'll bet it tastes even worse than the usual dregs you serve up, as long as we switch over to my recipe. Afterwards, I don't see the harm in trying, though. Hey. I like that this is the first society quest, besides starting it. It fits the dwarves. Down the hatch. Under Arzog's watchful eye, what Anvil is now equipped with is a fully functioning brewery, an essential part of any tank building facility. Of course. With the majority of the workforce now blind drunk, the next logical step is to begin producing large quantities of highly flammable fuel for their experimental war machine. Of course. Why not? Huh. Dig your style to keep the pom-pom, so... Right. These thralls certainly seem to be enjoying the booze. I suppose I could do them the honor of passing a little across my palate. By Watt's beard, this is incredible. In fact, it might be even better than the ale we make in... Okay, thank you. In Kamra. Though the recipe is of my own invention, your brewing techniques are the key to its unique flavor, Ozog. Luckily, this is almost done. I hope you don't mind me interrupting this knees up to discuss your side of the bargain. What do you plan to do about my tank fuel, eh? Planning? Why, it's already been dealt with. Take a closer look. Looks like a brewing vat to me. Ha, that shows how much you know. Behold, the patented Gog ethanol mill. By fermenting various forms of vegetation like dry grass and so on, then distilling it a few times, we are able to produce fuel that can be used in a range of machines. What do you think of that, you simple-minded simpletons? That's bloody brilliant. And you started work on it before we even gave you your grog? You don't waste any time, that's for sure. It really is quite remarkable. I'd say our doubts have been laid to rest, at least as far as her skills as an engineer are concerned. Let this be a lesson to all you naysayers. But the proof, as they say, is in the pudding, and you'll see the true extent of my genius once you feast your eyes on the power of ethanol fuel. Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. For all we know, the whole thing might blow up in our faces. But I suppose it would be for poor form not to express my appreciation, so thanks, Ozog. Try not to sound too enthusiastic about it, but if you're in the mood of giving praise, I reckon you'll deserve some too. Yes, alright, I hadn't forgotten. Good work, yo. Ozog couldn't have done it without you. Nice. Okay. be right back. In a second with the next society quest. Okay. Continuing the video. It's time to work on the most interesting part of the rolling tankard's design, the cannon. Me and the others have a few things to go over first, so come join us in the usual place. But those bastard Sin Eaters won't even get the chance to test our defenses if we blow their heads off first. That's why we need a cannon. The bigger the better. Of course, there were no Sin Eaters back in Watch Time, but with a bit of the all ingenuity. Hold it right there. Aren't you afraid I'll steal your secrets? And why did you even invite me to this meeting in the first place? Well, you want me to finish building these tanks, don't you? Our reasons might be different, but we're working towards the same goal. Yeah, besides you've already built the brewery, the ethanol mill, and shared a bunch of your secrets with us. You're on board now whether you like it or not. I didn't agree to become one of your lackeys. I come and go as I please. And how do you know all this stuff about Sun Eaters isn't some elaborate ruse? You could be building these war machines to attack Kamra. Well, we haven't been planning to, but now that you mention it. Oh Zog, that's a load of claptrap and you know it. If we wanted to invade Kamra, it'd be easy as snatching the helmet off a baby and we wouldn't need no tanks neither. We just want to help people, that's all. Ain't that right? That's all very noble, I'm sure, but I'm the only one here for one thing. I'm only here for one thing, Watt's hammer. If getting my hands on it means I have to help with your idiotic plans, so be it. Idiotic, that's rich coming from you. And mayhap you should wait till I finish explaining the canon before you start judging. You mean to say the Sin Eaters won't run away, even if they're injured? What's beard? What have we gotten ourselves into? Why injure them when you can kill them outright? They won't be getting up again if you blast them to smithereens. A nice bit of gunpowder should do the trick, but I wouldn't trust you thralls not to blow yourselves to bits in the process. Yo, you've fought Sin Eaters, haven't you? Got any suggestions? A beam of pure energy. It'll look pretty too. So we can destroy Sin Eaters and look good while we do it. Well, it's got my vote. The only method I can think of would be to charge a crystal within ether and then release it all in one go. Though I hate to say it, but this is rather outside my field of expertise. Why don't you ask that Loratha lady over at Claremelt? She used to be an engineer. It's worth a try, I guess. I'd feel a lot better if you came with me, for moral support, like. To tell the truth, I find her a bit intimidating. Anyway, let's get going. Excuse me. Been a while since we met, and I can't for the life of me remember how they like their tea. Ugh, thank good gods you're here. I was afraid I'd have to talk to her by myself. Ah well, here goes nothing. Lally ho, old crone. Bloody hells. I see your matters haven't improved since last time we met. Uh, Whatever it is you came to say, spit it out. I've got no guests arriving soon. You will want to fit the tanks with aether cannons, so you do have more than sawdust in that head of yours. Seems like a black-handed compliment to me, but I'll take it all the same. Backhanded. Though I must admit, I'm not used to working with aether and whatnot. Don't suppose you know anything about it. As a matter of fact, I'm the one who designed the crystal cannons lining the walls of the crystarium. Nah, you're pulling my leg. I've had a lot of strange coincidences lately, but that's not even remotely feasible. Wait, you're serious, aren't you? Of course I am. But if you want me to share my secrets, you better make it worth my while. Ah, I know where this is leading. You're gonna send us to the ends of the earth on some god's forsaken errand just to test our resolve, aren't you? No, you bloody idiot. That's not what I meant at all. Listen, I have some friends coming over for tea and I want the pair of you to join us. Tea. That's just slightly less perilous than what I was expecting. But what does that have to do with anything? If you shut your pie hole, you might find out. My guests are twin sisters whose supply caravan runs the length and breadth of Norvent. I reckon they'll have more than a passing interest in buying those tanks of yours. Buy? You mean to tell me you could make a profit on these tanks? I was planning to give them away for nothing, but I might as well take the opportunity to line my pockets. It's clear your friend's not much of a businessman, so you better do the talking. I still have some things to prepare before my guests arrive, so give me a few moments, would you? All I have to do is shut up and let you handle it, so why am I so nervous? Now that everything's in order, we're ready to begin. Try not to look so tense, dear. What a pleasure it is to make your acquaintance. Loritha tells us you're in the transportation business, much like Kobova and I. Yes, we were rather hoping you'd help us with the little problem we've been having of late. Hordes of ravenous sin-eaters. Terribly irritating, as I'm sure you can imagine. Is it true that you and yours are presently engaged in the construction of some sort of vehicle capable of warding off such assailants? The transport's good safely blah blah blah. Well, that does sound rather impressive. This could be precisely what we need. If any sin-eaters dare to show up, the rolling tankard can deal with them before they get anywhere near. Heh, seems like you got the way with away with words. Keep this up and they'll be putty in our hands. It does occur to me, however, that this all seems awfully complicated. Those used to working with Amuro may struggle to operate these vehicles of yours. The wonders of modern technology never cease to amaze me. Machines driving machines. What's next? That's a surprisingly good idea. If all it takes is giving instructions to the automaton, anyone could do it. Quite an elegant solution, I must say. You just made that up, didn't you? Oh well, we can work that all out later. For now, carry on doing what you're doing. While this is all very intriguing, young Ronnie, I would feel much more comfortable doing business with you if I could see your face, that I may better read your intentions. Though I do not doubt your sincerity, consider it a matter of courtesy. You want me to take off my helmet, but Dwarven law prohibits it. Oh, I beg your pardon. That was incredibly rude of me. We are, much to our embarrassment, unfamiliar with Dwarven customs. You were very kind to intervene and prevent any further impertinence on our part. Thanks, yo. If you weren't here, I don't know what I would have done. Well, I think we've covered most of the pertinent points. There is, however, one last thing we would like to ask before we reach a decision. What do you think we sisters value most in all the world? Your answer, please. I would say honesty. Oh dear, that's not quite the answer we were looking for. We would like to think that honesty is the bare minimum we can expect from others, especially those with whom we would do business. Luckily, we have been able to ascertain through the course of this conversation that the two of you possess this in abundance. Whew, that was a bit of a struggle, but we got there in the end. Nicely done. Lova and Kobo's warm response bodes well for Rana and his rolling tank cards. It appears that you have secured buyers for his tanks, provided they reach completion. Of course, seeing is believing. Once the tanks are finished, you should put on a demonstration. We'd all be interested to see those ethereal cannons in action. But actually getting them up and running will be no easy task, I assure you. Lucky for you, I know just the man to point you in the right direction. I'll write you a letter of introduction requesting help in this little endeavor. Nice. Are we done yet? All this being polite's worn me out. Is that the distant rumbling of tanks I hear? Or perhaps I'm getting ahead of myself. Loretha always serves such wonderful tea, and the scenery here is to die for. Give this letter to Rosard and Ballistics. He looks a bit imposing, but he's friendly enough. Then again, if it's you doing the asking, I'm sure he'd be more than happy to help. One of these days, the people of Norvent will be climbing over each other for the chance to do me a favor. Just you wait and see. But until then, got a lot of work ahead of me, so let's get going. I've known that Rosard since he was knee-high to a polka. Wait, do they even have knees? Oh, lightning. Reaper lightning. Okay. That worked. Crystal cannon. Check, big man. Check, this must be the place. Read that wrong, but it's fine. Greetings. What can I do for you this fine evening? And blow their bloody heads off. That's the plan anyway. Oh, if it's aether-based firepower you're after, I have just the thing right behind me as it happens. This model was mass-produced and installed along the perimeter of the Crystarium, specifically to deal with Sin Eater assaults. Those bastards soon give up on the ghosts after a blast of concentrated ether to the face. I like the sound of that. I can't wait to take credit for the crystal cannons, though Loritha's the one who originally designed them. I suppose you could call her my mentor. If she says I'm to assist you, who am I to refuse? Now, let me see about getting you copies of our cannon blueprints. A pleasant surprise, I take it. That's the Loritha I know. Behind that sharp tongue and piercing gaze, she's one of the most caring people you'll ever meet. I expect she appreciates what you're doing, especially considering what's happening to Holdminster. Not to mention that we in the Crystarium owe much and more to you for restoring the night sky. It's not every day we get a chance to aid the Warrior of Darkness herself. At any rate, every Sin Eater your tank puts down is one less for our soldiers to deal with, so sharing the plans for the crystal cannons is the least we can do. In the meantime, I'll look forward to hearing of your success. It won't be long before the tales of the rolling tankards are on the lips of everyone in Norvent. Many thanks, Rosard. Come on, yo. You've got cannons to build. To the anvil. When Loritha was here, she'd spend about half her time working and the other half drinking tea. She still got more done than the rest of us put together, though. Wait. I swear, everywhere we go, people treat you like some sort of hero. I suppose being a hero's most trusted friend is the next best thing, so I'll settle for that. Having said that, when it comes to building these tanks, you're still my assistant. Ha, and it just so happens I've got some work for you. There's more to these cannons than just the crystal, so you can probably guess in fact that there are so many different parts. It makes my head spin just thinking about it. I reckon there are a few things you can concoct for me though. Shouldn't be too hard for someone as skilled as you. As usual, you'll find everything you need at the fetch manic mechatoad. And if not, well, you're a clever lass, you'll come up with something. Request for ingredients acknowledged. This 2 more? That involve crafting anyway. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Looks like all that time spent around a master engineer like me is paying off. Once I've built and fine-tuned the cannon, the prototype tank will be ready. After that, it's just a matter of producing more of the same as quickly and cheaply as possible. Not that I'll be cutting any corners, mind. With the final piece of the puzzle, the crystal cannon, in place, the rolling tinkered prototype is all but complete. However, this marks only the beginnings of Ronet's plans, as it will take more than a single tank to ensure the safe transportation of goods to and from various locations across Northern. Nice. Okay. Oh, that's a good amount of experience. Alright. Well, how long is that? 24 minutes plus 15 minutes. I got one more quest in me for a video, so I'll see you in a sec. Okay, we finishing the video. My subscription lapsed since last I recorded, and it's been a few months. But I'm level 82 now because of cosmic exploration, and I have water crystals again because of the market board and farming before I knew about the market board. Anyway, let's continue with the video. I've been putting up the prototype through its paces, doing a bit of fine-tuning along the way. I'm happy to say it's now complete. I reckon I probably could have done it all myself eventually, but having everyone else chip in with the work definitely helped. If we keep this up, Watt's Anvil will be able to achieve world domination through technology. Might need to work on the slogan a bit. Alright, if we're gonna produce more rolling tank cards, we'll need to find a way to speed up the process. Time for a meeting. We're almost ready to take over, save the world with our tanks. I hope you haven't forgotten about what's in store for you once they're finished. Of course not, but in the meantime, I've got bigger fish to fry. Yo, you boy, what the bloody hells do you think you're playing at, consorting with Gogs? Bunch of stinking, scruffy beards, the lot of them. Racism. Which, watch your tongues, Aramat, or I'll put it out with my pliers. Hobbs balls, it's the chief. Ah, and my chief's here too. So this is where you young'uns have been all this time. Explain yourselves, and spare me your limp-bearded excuses. Wait, what is that? I guess it wasn't racism, it was just ageism. Behold the rolling tankard, one of our lost designs of the great whyartz. In the flesh, well, in the metal I suppose, but the point still stands. Yes, but what the bloody hells is it? Never mind that. What I want to know is how you got your grubby little mitts on Watt's designs. They were locked in an unbreakable safe. Unbreakable? Don't think so, Chief. I opened that back when I was a nipper, and I thought it's finders keepers, so I helped myself to the plans inside. You did what? Taking such revered artifacts without permission is strictly forbidden. I should banish the bloody lot of you. Excuse me. Steady on, Chief. I didn't even realize it was against the rules. As for you, young lady, you'd better not have a damn good excuse for this behavior. And I noticed that ethanol mill over there is a GOG design. If I find you've been sharing our secrets with the Thal, your life won't be worth living. You can't go replicating Watt's ideas willy-nilly. For all we know, this could bring about the destruction of Tomra. In any event, his great works are far beyond the capabilities of you whelps. And to make matters worse, the GOG know all about it now. What's to stop them from building their own tanks and waging war on us? I don't like the sound of that. Maybe this weren't such a good idea after all. Stop snoveling, you two. Why would Watts design something like this if he didn't want anyone to make it? We're carrying on his legacy. If taking the plans is against the rules, why did no one hear about it? Surely someone would have said something to run it if it's that severe a crime. Well, you'd think that being in a locked safe would be enough of a deterrent, but obviously not. Bugger my beard. Do I have to spell everything out? Truth be told, I never thought anyone would break the sodding lock like that. I didn't mean no harm by it. Honest. Maybe if I explain why I wanted to build Watt's tank, you'll understand. You're cleverer than you look, Ronnet. I suppose it's no good having all that technology if we're the only ones who benefit from it. But let's make one thing clear. If you go producing a load of shoddy work, the Thal will be the laughingstock of Nordvant. Do you swear on Watt's beard that you'll do a proper job of it? We will. To prove that you can produce quality and quantity, I want you to complete 5 tanks by the next Beard Tide Festival. Think you can manage that? Yes. Should you fail, every Thole here will be sent straight back to Tomra. And that's not all. Ronnet must return Watt's hammer. Those are my conditions. Don't disappoint me. We'll be holding a demonstration at the bottom of the hill over there on Beard Tide, just you see. Only 5 by Beard Tide? Yeah, why not make it 10? Challenge accepted. Ronnet. I've got something to take care of, but I'll be back soon. Suit yourself. The more I think about it, the more it pisses me off. The only reason the chief is giving me such a hard time about this is because he reckons I'm not up to the task. I've also got a sneaking suspicion he made up that rule and Watt's plans just to make my life miserable. He can't bear the thought of me showing him up with my engineering. It looks like the only thing for it to get those is to get those tanks built on the double. You see, Beard Tide takes place roughly once a year. When it's time for our chief of Tomra to have his beard washed. They wash it once a year. Judging by the state of it, I'd say we don't have long left. We need to have as many people working on the tanks as possible, and that means making the workshop a lot bigger. Of course, I've already come up with a plan, but I need you to bring me some supplies, and this time, only your very best work will do. Got that? You'll find everything you need in the Mecha Toad. Oh man, I gotta craft in this crafting society quest. It's crazy. Quests for ingredients acknowledged. Okay, let's see how hard this is though. Fuck. Okay. Press the ball back. Oh. Please work. Yeah! Okay, 71% is good. Good to know. Alright. I assume you got there in the end. Got there on the first try. Bugger. Oh yes, very. Except for this slight impurity here. Should suffice though. Ah, just joking. It's damn near perfect. This will go a long way in making the workshop bigger and better than ever. One thing's bothering me though. I haven't seen Azog since she wandered off. Or I heard from one of the others she was loitering by something called Radiska's Round. Since Chief Samot almost bloody well banished me for taking Watt's plans, I reckon an even harsher punishment in store for Azog. I mean, I bet their chief didn't take too kindly to her giving away their secrets and building us an ethanol mill. Now I know what you're thinking. Look at that daft sod Bonnet worrying about a gog. Well, I ain't. Just want to know if there's something I should be worried about, which isn't the same thing at all. Even if it was. If there was, I doubt she'd tell me or any of the other thulls. So maybe you could have a word with her. Thanks. Appreciate it. If you could find out what her chief said, and if it's any cause for concern, it'd go a long way to putting my mind at ease. Oh, it's you, yo. Is something the matter? Ha, Ronnet sent you to check up on me. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't despite me as much as he had everyone believe. Oh dear, I haven't laughed that hard in a long time. I laugh very quietly. If you must know, I didn't come down here to sulk. I just wanted to have a look around where the demonstration is due to take place. If anything ruins Bronnet's big day, I'll have to wait even longer to pit my skills against him. But if I'm being honest, there's a bit more to it than that. Yo, will you promise not to tell the others? The truth is, I've no plans to return to Comra once this is all over. In fact, I'd already made my decision the day I left, so it makes no difference to me to whether I'm banished or not. I couldn't care less what the chief or anyone else thinks about me, as long as I can carry on with my engineering. The feeling of having an idea and seeing it come to life right before your eyes, it's indescribable. The thing is, as one of Watt's descendants, everyone has had such high expectations of me, even as a child. Build this, build that, craft me some copper rings. No, not those copper rings, the other sort. Well, when the pressure got too much, I'd sneak away from my teachers to play with the junk I'd collected from around the village. That's how I first met Ronnet. He was a few years younger than me, but he still is, as far as I know. But just like me. He was picking up pieces of scrap metal and imagining all the things he could make from them. When I went over to speak to him, I found we were as alike as two peas in a pod. He loved to make things just as much as I did, and in that brief time we spent together, we talked about the ideas we'd had, and even made a sort of mechanical doll. As a sign of our newfound friendship, I gave him a GOG coin and promised that we'd meet again. But someone must have seen us. When I got back home to my village, my parents forbade me from playing with that Thal boy. And as well, that was the last I saw of him. He was so young, I doubt he remembers any of it, but I'll always cherish the memories of that day. The simple joy of making something for its own sake. Seeing Rana and his friends working together reminded me of how I felt on that day. I'd rather be here helping them build something that will make a difference to the whole of Norvent than only doing what's best for the GOG. And once that's over and done with, I'll have a chance to prove that I'm a better engineer than Rana and claim Watt's hammer. For that is my true objective. Oh yes. It's true. Well, I suppose I don't really need the hammer as such. I just thought a little competition would be healthy for both of us. Sorry. But I have a feeling that you're far too skilled to be taking orders from someone like Ronit. Why are you helping him anyway? Wherever there's talented hands and are needed, I will be there. Well, if the staggering level of incompetence around Watt's anvil is anything to go by, those talented hands of yours will find no shortage of work. We'll have our own reasons for being here. We all have our own reasons for being here, I suppose. And it's not like anyone is forcing us to do this. I'm just glad to have someone other than those bored slowls to speak to. I mean you, by the way. Honestly, I can't see how they get anything done over in Tamra. Did you see the way Ronit let their chief talk him into that ridiculous ultimatum? If they don't get those tanks finished in time, that'll be the end of Watt's anvil, and everything I've worked for will go up in smoke. And worst of all, I'll never get the hammer if Ronit loses it in a stupid wager. Luckily, I have a plan, but I'll need some time to mull over the finer points. For now, let's get back to the workshop. Oh, it froze. Oh no. Well, that sucks. Hold up. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. OBS sucks. It's not great sometimes, but it's what we got right now. It'll get better in the future, I'm sure. Maybe it's my game card. I don't fucking know. Anyway, let us continue with the video. I'm liking the dwarf quest so far. So, what did she say? She just went over to look at the demonstration site. seems she wants us to pass Chief Salmat's test, even if it's only for the chance to challenge me for Watt's hammer. Main thing is, she's sticking around long enough to help with the tanks. But enough talk, let's get to work, because if this doesn't go exactly according to plan, we're done for. Oh gods, I'm not used to this sort of pressure. Hey. What do you think of the new improved workshop? There's no way we can fail now, right? Actually, don't answer that. It won't take us anywhere near as long to build the other 4 tanks as it did the first, but we still have our work cut out for us. Might have to tell the others to sleep till no sleep till we're done. Don't go thinking that excludes you. I'm expecting great things from you in the days leading up to the beer tide, so no slacking. Watt's Anvil is now equipped with everything needed to produce rolling tank cards in masses. But when the day of reckoning with the day of reckoning fast approaching, will Ronnet and his comrades be able to complete a column of tanks that meet Chief Zalmat's exacting standards? Sorry if my voice is like going. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that. And that. Sweet. Cool. Alright, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Especially if you made it through the part where it froze. Sorry again about that. And I will see you in the next thing. Whatever that is. Peace.